So as I was saying, right? So there's something that you can do to make your resume stand out, right? And that's what we are going to discuss today. So there's a format that you need to follow. Actually, there's a format that you need to follow. And if you are not following that format, then it's actually difficult. I mean, to get even a short list or to get a call back from recruiters or hiring managers. All right. So let's take them one by one. I have about 10 points, 11 points listed here that we can go through. And then I'll also show you sample of the resume so that um, you can actually refer to. And I'll also give you access to um, a template that you can use, that you can actually just um, be inserting your details in there that you can use, which is actually one that's our company use for um, any training that we offer for our students, so that actually gets them in front of the recruiters, right? So I will share that one with you, and you can use that one as well. So getting started. All right, I get that one. Okay, so getting started, talking about the format of the resume, right? Most people start with their educational background, with a lot of degrees and a lot of certificates and others that they've gone through, and then try to push it there. But there's a different way that you can do it, right? If you actually going for a job, you have to know one thing. Just put that one thing in your head, and that's all, right? Any company wants someone that will come and increase their profit. That's all. They don't want you to be, come there and, do anything apart from that. The only thing you're coming to do in any company is to help them increase their profit, right? And if you're not that kind of person, then, there's no reason to hire you, all right? Because company will not actually recruit someone that will become a cost to them. All right. They need someone that will help them reduce cost and increase their profit. Right. So that's one thing you have to put in your mind. So you're writing your resume, you need to write something that will show the recruiter that yes, you are the person that can help them increase their profit. All right. So this is how you have to start it. Starting with the number one here. All right. Starting with the first one here, um, instead of you starting with your degree and everything that you have, right? What you can do is to start with a summary of your profession, right? Your professional journey, what you've done before, all right? You start with that, what you've done before. That is one of the most important things that you can do. What you've already done, right? To show the recruiter that, yeah, you're capable of doing this, all right? You start with that. And then the next thing you can also add is the skill set, right? You start with your professional background, you write a summary of your professional background, then you continue with the skill set, all right? You continue with the skill set because what they want to see is, do you have the skill for the job that you're applying for, right? And if you are writing a resume, which is about 2 pages, and your skill set is down there, the recruiter or the HR manager cannot, will not, and it doesn't happen. They will not read all your resume to go down there to see the skills you have, right? It will not happen. So that's why you have to pitch that one in front so that they will see and then see that, okay, you match the job. All right. So if I show you this one here, let me share my other screen with you so that you see sample of the resume. Okay, so if you see this one, if you see what is on my screen here, right? Just 1 minute, guys. Let me turn the system off. Guys, just give me 1 minute to let me turn the system off. It's giving me feedback here. All right, guys. Can you hear me? Is there any background noise or something like that? Okay, all right. So let's get started. I hope you can see the resume on the screen, right? This is someone with a 7 years experience, right? Someone with a 7 years of experience, and this person got shortlisted, right? In Accenture, right? This option back. Okay, this person got shortlisted in Accenture, right? And then Mentra, and the main thing that got the person shortlisted, right, is because of this. I mean, the person highlights the designation, the contact details, and then social profiles first, right? So, well, I'll talk about the social profile and everything and how they actually scan your social profile and everything. I'll talk about that later on. And let's see the structure here. Now you can see that this person is starting with what? Experience, right? The person is starting with the experience, and the experience of the person is what he is listing here, right? What he has been doing and what is involved, right? That's what the person is listing here. Instead of maybe starting with education and those kind of stuff, right? That is what the person is starting with. Because if you are a recruiter and you want to hire someone, you want someone who has done the work before, or you want someone who is having the skill to do the work. All right. So in that case, what will catch your eye is the experience the person is having or the skill that the person is having. All right. You will not even have time to go through everything here, right? But what will catch your eye first is what will make you shortlist the resume first. All right. If you don't get shortlisted for the resume, maybe you have good stuff in there, but it's at the back there, right? But the HR or the recruiter cannot actually read everything and go to see it. So you have to make sure that the first page of your resume, actually, if you can make it 1 page is good, but if you have a lot of things to put, um maximum make it 2 pages, right? Not more than 2 pages. If you make it 2 pages, then I mean you are losing the game. Actually, just make it 2 pages, or the most relevant things, not, I mean, your grade A level, I mean, grade one level, two level, I mean, those things don't really count, right? The most important things, just add those things. So the first thing here is the person's experience. Now I see that the person is having experience. That's one thing, all right? That's a plus. So I will just pick this resume straight away, all right? And then you can see over here that the person is bringing the summary of, I mean, what he's into and what he says, I mean, his expectations. Right after that, you can see skills are there. All right. Right after that, skills are there. Now, if I'm hiring someone for, say, a machine learning role or someone for, say, data science role, as soon as I see this person is a good fit. All right. I see that this person is a good fit because the keywords that I'm looking for, what I'm looking for is actually here, right? This person is having that skill. right? I don't actually have the proof whether the person knows all these things he has listed here, but this is the first thing to shortlist the resume, right? Before you even go to the interview to maybe prove yourself over there. All right, this is the first catch. All right, so if I'm in a hurry, I see only this. I see this, I shortlist. The rest, I will not even bother myself reading it. All right, and that's what normally they do. Because if you have over 1,000 resumes to go through, you will not actually have time to be reading everything, right? You just want to see something to confirm that this person is a good fit. All right, so this is one of the things that you can actually do to get the attention of the recruiters. Now, if you go down here, see where certificates and education are coming, right? See where certificates and education are coming. They actually I mean, they don't really count much when it comes to technical work like data science or artificial intelligence or I mean data analyst or something like it's a technical role and they want someone who is having the technical skills, right? If you can do the work, then come and do it. That's the principle for technical roles, all right? The education is actually a proof that you've learned it, right? It's true that you've learned it, but the skill is what confirms your ability, right? And that's what they want to see and I mean get you shortlisted. So you have to make I mean the resume in that order. All right. So let me share the other part so that we continue with the discussion from there. Okay. So what this part is saying is that the skill, right? Putting a skill when you're going for technical role like a data science role or machine learning engineer role or data analyst role, putting a skill is not optional, right? You cannot say that I don't want to put a skill there. I want to skip that part. No, it's not optional. It's actually mandatory. It's something that will let them shortlist you, right? So your skill like a Python or SL or machine learning or NLP or whatever skill you have in that particular role that you're going for, right? That's very important to put there. You cannot skip that part because that's actually what is going to confirm your ability to do the kind of work you're applying for, all right? And if you see the third part here, the third part is saying that you can add relevant academic projects, right? And then relevant industry projects. Now, if you are, let's say you're a student, right? You don't have much industry exposure. You don't have much industry experience to put all those projects over there, right? What you can do is the project that you do during your academic time, right? If you're in school now, you have to make it a point that you'll be doing a lot of projects, right? You'll be doing a lot of projects that you can actually show on your resume and make sure that the project you're doing, you know how to do it or you understand what you're doing actually, right? So you have to make sure that you do a lot of projects and that's what you're going to put there because the degree and everything, I mean, the degree you're pursuing, millions of people are pursuing the same degree, all right? And if you are putting the same degree over there, I mean, it doesn't differentiate you much from the others, all right? So what can actually differentiate you from the others is the project that you're doing, all right? If you do a lot of projects, then it proves that, okay, you have some competency to handle the work that you're applying for, all right? And if you are industry personnel, then you have to focus more on the industry work that you're doing, right? The industry projects that you're doing. That's what you actually have to put over there, all right? Most of the things that you have to put must be the industry project that you're currently working on, all right? Not you minimize the academic part if you're an industry person. I mean, with say 5 years experience or 7, 8, 10, and above, right? You have to maximize most of the projects. I mean, coming from the industry rather than coming from academic background. But there's another part. Let's say you're currently working on a different role, but now you want to shift to say data analyst or I mean data scientist role, right? Now you don't have maybe you've not been working much on that part. So what you can do is to start building side projects. Or if you learned the skills and you can integrate in your workplace, fine. Then you actually can add those projects that you've been integrating, right? You can add those things on your resume. But if you don't have it, you can start building projects which is relating to the field that you intend to transition to, right? So if you are, let's say, a communications officer now, but you want to transition to a data analyst role, right? Then you have to actually start building some projects, right, that can prove your skill set, right? Because it's like you're working on something different now, but you want to go and do something different, right? It's kind of a different transition from one field to the other. So you have to prove that you can actually do that. And in order to do that, you have to show something, all right? So you can start building some projects, all right? So if you're an industry person, focus more on the industry projects. If you are in school now, you've not completed, focus more on the project that you would do on your academic during your academic time, right? And not, I mean, your degree, your grades, and those stuff. Just don't put them there. Just put the projects that you're doing. All right. And if you see the fourth one here, the fourth one is saying that you can highlight any achievement from the academics and the industry, if any, right? So if you're in academics, like you're a student or something like that, right? Then the achievements that you are getting right now, you can actually put those things there, but make sure that those things come after you've put your project and your skills, right? It comes after that. Don't put them first, but they come after the projects and the skills. All right. Now, if you see the fifth one here is saying that if you're putting your degree, right, make sure that it starts from your first degree or your graduation, right? And then maybe your master's, and if you have above that, you can also put it there, right? But don't start with maybe your 12th grade or your 10th grade or those, I mean, those qualifications, drop them. Don't add them on your resume. All right. Just start from degree, your first degree, and then your second degree. All right. And then if you had it, if you, I mean, if you're pursuing any certifications, you can also add them, right? Any relevant certifications, you can be adding them. Now, this part, this seventh part is very important, and you have to take it very serious, right? Um, your social presence is very, very, very important. Now, what happens is that if you apply for any job, right? If you apply for any job, they try to know your emotional, I mean, intelligence, right? How you relate to people, how, I mean, what is the real you? They try to understand the real you, because the real you is going to affect the people on the job, I mean, on the job site, right? So they try to get to understand the real you, right? And there should be some social proof, because what you do on social media is the real you, all right? Maybe someone posts something and you commented, right? How you commented and what you wrote is actually something that you feel and how you react to situations. And they have a system of checking all those things, right? So don't take it for granted. I'll show you one. If you see this link that I've put here, right? Socialintel.com, right? These guys are also into that. So let's say company like Amazon want to recruit someone. They actually don't do it manually. What they do is that they will outsource it to some people, right? And these guys are one of them. That they can run your emotional, I mean, your social intelligence and see how you relate to people on social media, right? And they can actually assess whether you fit for the job environment or not, right? So if we see this, let me go to this page and then show you. Let me share this screen. Okay, so if you see this this social intelligence, right? That's basically what they do. They can go through all your social media, they can get all your data, they can analyze everything and see how you, I mean, how you can relate to people, how you can be successful at the work environment, right? They can run every test and see how, I mean, your behavior on social media, how you are impacting others, what kind of videos are you posting, what kind of articles are you reading, what kind of comments are you passing, right? They do all those things, right? And they can run this background to make sure that you're a good fit. All right. So, and these things will not be shown to you that they are doing this, right? They will just tell you that they are doing background check, but you don't really know what they are doing. All right. They can do all these things to see whether you fit. So maybe 2 months ago you commented on something, someone posted something, you got angry, you insulted the person, right? That is a negative. They'll go through and see everything and see that, okay, someone whom you don't know, someone removed somewhere, right? And you are reacting in this situation. You can bring the same thing to the job environment, and that is a negative, right? So you have to be very, very careful when you're applying for a job. Make sure your social media is clean. All right. Make sure your social media is clean. Okay. Let me share back to you where we were. All right. So the yeah, the number 7, right? Now, if you're doing projects, right? If you're doing projects and you want to write those projects on your resume, right? There should be an evidence of the projects that you've done, right? There should be an evidence of those projects that you're claiming that you've done those projects. All right, there should be an evidence. So you have to put them somewhere. And then GitHub is one of the good places to put them. Every project you do, you can push them there. All right, you can push them there, and then when you're writing your resume, you give the link of it, right? You can also do the same thing on Cargo, right? And one good thing, I mean, good platform is Medium, right? You can start writing and sharing your knowledge over there, all right? So that you can give the link, because most of the job applications, they will give you a place where you have to put a link there, right? They'll ask you what is your website or what is your LinkedIn profile link. What is your link? They will put a lot of um, spaces there for you to fill with a link, right? But if you've not done anything, you cannot put anything there. They will know, I mean, the kind of person you are, right? You have to actually be present on the internet. If they search your name, they should see you, all right? And LinkedIn is one of the good places for your LinkedIn account. I mean, it's, you cannot mess up with it. It needs to be up to date, all right? If you're looking for a job, your LinkedIn profile is one of the important things that you cannot actually ignore, all right? You have to make sure that it is well set up. And I mean, you can check. The last time I were dealing with this, I show how you can actually check how you're doing on LinkedIn. If I open this one and show you, you can search for LinkedIn and then LinkedIn SSI, right? LinkedIn XSI, and then you can see how you're doing on LinkedIn. Now, if you see this one that I'm showing you here, right? That's you can see here. That's top 2%, right? This is a rank from LinkedIn. That's okay. If we consider total data science, right? In the industry, we're in the top 2, right? And then the network is like the kind of people that you connect with, right? Are they the people that are related in your area? Maybe you are into data analyst, right? What kind of people do you connect? Do you connect with um, do you connect with similar data analysts, or you connect with different kind of people, right? If you connect with the people that are more related to your area, right, then your network SSI rank will go high, right? And your industry SSI rank will go high, depending on how you interact on the internet, all right? And if you do it very well, this is a good way to help recruiters also search and then see you, right? If you see LinkedIn here, right? Let me show you something here. Now, if you see this part now, yeah, if you see this part, it's saying that you appeared in 1,036 searches this week, right? So people who are searching for maybe data scientist role or maybe something like that, right? If they search, total data science will appear, right? You can see that, right? They appear for these keywords, right? Appear for these keywords. All right. And if recruiters are online searching and you are not appearing, I mean, it's a negative, right? So your LinkedIn needs to be set up very, very well. All right. So let me go to where we were from beginning. All right. So the number 8, right? The number 8 is saying that you have to make sure that your resume is 2 pages, maximum 2 pages. All right. If you make it too long, I mean, they will not even have time to read the first page, let alone the second page. Make sure the good stuff is on the first page. It catch them right on the first page. It's not likely they will go to the second page, right? Unless maybe it's some kind of small company that they don't even have much applicants to come. But if you are applying for companies, I mean, big companies that have over 1,000 applicants, right? It's difficult for them to read your 2 page resume. And talking of, I mean, going for 3 pages, I mean, you are just wasting that, I mean, third page or even the second page is not likely for them to read. All right. So make sure your resume is concise and just 2 pages, maximum 2 pages. All right. And the ninth one, which is also very important here, there's something called ATS, right? Which I will talk about when we get down here, which is very important. Now, when you're writing your resume, right? Let me show you the resume that we were talking about. Let me share that with you. Okay, now if you see this one, right? If you see this one, see the font size, you can see the font size throughout, right? See the font size throughout and the font that the person is using, right? The font that the person is using, right? It needs to be consistent, right? Not that some are too bold, some are too small, some are, I mean, you use different fonts and here is just here and there. It's a negative, right? Make sure that your font size and the font that you use is quite consistent, all right? Let me show you back this. Okay. So one of the fonts that is actually very good to use when it comes to resume writing is sans serif, right? So you can actually be using this. It's actually help I mean, it makes it readable, more readable, and also when it comes to the ATS, which I'll talk about in the next moment, right? It's actually help the bot to actually read it very well, right? So sans serif is one of the good things that you can actually use. And then the 10th part is also saying that you should make multiple copies of your resume, right? Depending on the job, the job description, right? You have to make sure that your resume is tailored towards the job description, right? You see the job description and then you write a resume according to the job description, all right? Not that you write a general resume and then you use it to apply for multiple jobs. No, it won't work. Make sure that your resume is tailored towards the job that you're applying for, all right? And then the 10th part, we just talk about keep your social media clean, right? So tools like this can actually fetch all your information and then make sure that um, all the things that you're doing on social media is actually before the recruiters, right? Now, let's talk about this part, which is a new thing in the system, which we are using quite a lot. Now, talking from here all the way from number 1 to the number 11, I was talking of hiring manager and then recruiters, right? Now, what is happening right now is that in order to make the HR manager or the recruiter's job simple, now what they use is the application tracking system, right? The ATS is what now they use. Instead of going through all the thousands of resumes, which they cannot actually do, sometimes it ends up that the right candidate is not even, I mean, having the chance to be interviewed, right? Because the HR manager couldn't actually figure the person out or couldn't even read the resume of the person. So what they tend to is the application tracking system, right? This is kind of a bot that the subject your resume to, and the bot or the system will just scan your resume to see if your resume contains the keywords that the job description is actually asking for, right? So if we go to this site, let me show you. Let me share this screen with you. I have to be moving back and forth with my screen. Okay, if I show you this, okay. Now let's say any job application site, let's say Glassdoor, right? Let's go to Glassdoor. Okay, so over here, let's search something, right? Let's say data scientist, right? Let's search something like this. Okay, so we have several rows, several job posting here. Okay, so we have this. If you see this one, okay, if you see this one is coming from UBS, right? This is UBS. They are in Pune, right? They are hiring for data scientists in Pune, right? And this is the job description that they have put here, right? This is a job description that they have put here. Are you a data evangelist? Do you know how to develop innovative solutions? So, okay, this is something that they are looking for in the person who is going to apply for this kind of job, right? This is a person. I mean, these are the descriptions, right? That they actually look for in the person who is going to apply for this job. They want someone who can design, coordinate, implement, data driven, blah, 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 a lot of stuff here. All right. So what they do is that they seek the help of these ATS, right? They seek the help of these ATS. Let me show you one of them. Yeah. If you see these guys, right? Happy Work. Happy Work is one of the ATS company, right? They also offer that kind of service to companies. So let's say a company like Amazon or UBS, right? UBS want to hire a data scientist. So they will go and then see these guys. That, okay, we will be having about 2,000 resumes coming in, right? So they'll hire these guys, and these guys will go through their resumes with their bots or their system, right? So if you see down here, they have the application tracking system, right? They have a bot that will actually scan your CV to see whether your CV or your resume is having the keywords that the company is looking for. All right. So if your resume is not tailored towards the kind of job you're looking for, then it's actually going to be rejected automatically, right? You don't have the opportunity to justify yourself because it's not human who is going to use his human intuition to actually understand. Maybe you've done some relevant work somewhere, and maybe you can use that relevant work to help UBS, right? This bot will not understand that kind of, I mean, um, assessment. It doesn't have that assessment. What it's going to do is actually going to scan your resume, going to scan the keywords you have put on your resume, right, and compare it with the job description of the company to see whether your resume matches with the job description of the company. All right, this is what is going to happen over there. So if we go back here, we go back to UBS here, right? UBS is giving a lot of keywords here. It's giving a lot of keywords here. That if you can see here, they want someone who can design. So design is a keyword, coordinate is a keyword, implement is a keyword, right? Data-driven business and technology is a keyword, right? All these are keywords, right? Communicate, right? Communication is a keyword here. Complex model is a keyword. Analysis is a keyword here. NLP, deep learning, all these are keywords that if you're applying for this kind of role, right, then you have to make sure that you write your resume in such a way that these keywords will appear on your resume. Because if they scan on your resume and they don't find most of these keywords on your resume, then it's going to reject it. It's going to just imply that your resume is not relevant to the job. All right, it's not relevant to the kind of job that you want to apply for. All right. So if you are going to apply for a particular job, then look for the job description. Make sure that you read the job description and see the keywords that are in the job description, and put those keywords. Find a way to put them on your resume. Right. You write your resume in such a way that even if you're writing your experience or the project that you've done, right, you write it in such a way that these keywords that these guys are putting here, right, those keywords appear on your resume, because you don't know whether it's going to be human or it's going to be bot. Even if it's a human, right, you still want to know whether what you've written is relevant to the job description. All right. So one way to do this is, right, one way to do this is to use softwares. There's this software, right? There's this called wordclouds.com, right? Wordclouds.com. So if you go to this, let me zoom in so that you can see. Yeah, wordclouds.com, right? If you go here, right, you can actually come. If we go to Glassdoor, this is the job description, right? So what I would do is that if I'm applying for this job, what I would do is that I'll copy this, copy all this job description. right? I'll copy all this job description. Then I'll go to where clouds. Then I'll go to file, right? Go to file here. I'll go to paste. Then I'll paste it in this pop-up box, right? Paste it here. Then after I paste it here, I just go to apply. All right. I just go to apply. Now, if I apply, now you see that it's giving me all the keywords, right? This is coming from UBS, right? These are all the keywords that are, I mean, in the job description here, right? This software will give me all the keywords that are here. So I have to make sure that I write something which is relating to data. I write something, I have to make sure that analytics is in my resume. I have to make sure that maybe a business-minded person, something like that is in my resume. Predictive, right? I have to make sure that this word comes on my resume. NLP, if I have that skill, I have to make sure that it's there, right? Visualization, I have to make sure that it is on my resume, right? Maybe deep learning, you can see the word here, right? Make sure that it's there. So these are the key, I mean, the words that the application system is going to scan and see if these words are present on your resume, right? If they are present, it means that your resume is relevant to the job, and then it will shortlist it. Otherwise, it will reject it. If these keywords are not found there, then it will reject it. All right. So you can actually do this by hand and see the keywords in the job description, and then you make sure that these keywords, you find a way to write it right in your resume. All right. And there's another one that you can use. I mean, this novel resume, right? You can come here and then write a perfect resume for free. You can come here and then write a perfect resume for free, and then you can also download it. After you write it, you just download it, all right? This is, let me zoom the link so that you can see. It's called Novo Resume. You can see it from here, right? novoresume.com, all right? So you can also go there and then write a very neat resume, and then you just download it. After downloading it, that's not all, right? Maybe you write it according to your intuition. You think that you've written a perfect resume, but it might not be the perfect that you think so, right? So there's another resource that you can use. You can go to Top Resume, right? Go to Top Resume. After you download it, you go to topresume.com, right? Topresume.com. You can see it from here if I zoom in here, all right? Topresume.com, and then you can just click here. As soon as you go there, you click here, and then you can see that it gives you the access to now load your resume here, right? Now, if you load your resume here, it takes about a day, yeah, I think so, a day or two for them to go through it and then give you feedback whether your resume is on point or not, right? And it's free. You don't pay anything there. All right. So preparing for this, I prepared one resume and then I sent to them. So if you see here, right, after they finish, this is the top resume, right? After they finish scanning the resume that I sent to them, then they brought a lot of critiques, right? They will write it there, your resume critiques. So they write a lot of critique, what you're supposed to add, what you're supposed to not to add, a lot of things over here, right? A lot of things over here. They actually break it down for you to see the management score. They will give you a score over here for you to see how your resume is doing, right? And then this is a very good part that you can actually see, right? If you write your resume and the keywords are relating to a particular job instead of the job that you are really going for, this is one of the good things, I mean, to get to know it, right? But see, the resume that I sent, right, is having more of marketing terms, more than information, technology terms. So what this one too, they're using ATS, right? Application tracking system. They're using the ATS system to scan it, right? Now they will scan it and see that, okay, this resume is more into marketing, but not information. Maybe I want to apply for information technology role, but your resume is more tilted towards marketing role, not information technology role. So if you're applying for information technology role with this kind of resume that I submitted, then they are going to reject it. All right. But if you're applying for marketing role, then it's going to accept it, right? So this way will help you to actually know your stand before you actually apply for the job. And the keywords that, the top keywords that you're using, you see that digital marketing, MBA stuff. You see, these are keywords which is overweighing some of the keywords that you want, right? So now you can now readjust the keywords that you have on your resume, all right? Because if you apply and they are using this ATS system, then it's going to reject it, right? So your keywords need to weigh more on the job that you're going to go for, all right? So these are some of the softwares that you can actually use, all right? So let me go back here and then show one more thing. All right, so I'll give this link. I'll just give this document. I'll make it accessible for you so that you can actually get access to these links. And when you're writing your resume, you can actually follow this link, and then um, you self-assess yourself before you even submit it, right? Which is a very good thing to do, because if you don't do this and you just submit it waiting for reply, then you're going to wait and wait and wait and wait. But you can do actually hack this ATS system. If you just follow these things, you can actually tailor your resume to actually match it, because it's just algorithm which is running behind it, and the algorithm is just to fetch keywords, right? So if we can actually, you yourself can actually feed the keywords to match the operation of the algorithm, the way the algorithm is working, right? Then you can actually hack that algorithm and get your resume before the recruiter. All right. So let me go to the chat box and see if you have any question. So I'm opening my chat box. If you have any question, you can post it there. Okay, so guys, if you have any question, you can post it there. I've given these links over here, right? So that when you get access to this, um, you can go through, and when you're writing your resume, you can just follow these kind of steps, and then um, you get your resume before then. All right. So let me show you this one here. I think I have more resumes to show you. Okay, now if you see this resume too, see this resume too, right? This is someone who is an entry level personnel, right? With just 1 year of experience, just 1 year of experience. Okay, I think you're seeing a different screen from what I'm showing you here. Guys, can you see a data analyst entry level resume on your screen? I think I'm sharing a different resume with you whilst I'm seeing a different one here. Okay, let me see each of them. Okay, yeah, I think now we can all be in one page. Okay, so now you can see this one, right? And this person was also shortlisted, right? Now, if you see the format, right? If you see the format again, the person wrote skills, right? Now, if they subject this resume to, say, the ATS system, right? The system is going to go through this and then scan it and see the keywords we've written here, right? Now, you have a Python for machine learning. This is a keyword that you're going to, if the job description is requiring someone with Python skills, right? Then they see Python here. The system will see Python here, so it will tick good machine learning here, tick good data science visualization, statistical methods, right? these are skills, and the system will actually tick it. And if it is human being, right, what the person is looking for is your skill, not I mean the number of degrees that you have, right? Those things can come later. So if you see this degree is just down here, somewhere down here, right? Just the last part that the person is even adding, right? Because if the person is going through, we want to see your skill, we want to see your professional summary, and some of the projects that you've done, which is a proof that you have the competencies to do the work that we will give you. All right. So if you see here, you start with summary, skills are here, and then some projects are here, and then all the way down here, degree will come. This is a fresher, right? This is a fresher certificate, I mean, resume, right? So you write it in that order, right? Because they will not actually have time to be going through all your degree and everything. I mean, it doesn't actually make a lot to them. All right. So write it this way, and then make sure you use the tools also to back it up. All right. So let me show you the template. All right. Okay. So if you see this one on your screen now, okay. I think I'm sharing a different one. Let's see. Okay. Now, if you see the template on your screen now, I hope you can see it. Guys, can you see the template on your screen? All right, okay. So if you see this one, right, it's just the same format that I was showing you from the other resumes, right? Just the same format. The name is here, and then your current designation, whether you're now a communications director or you're data scientist or whatever designation you have right now, right? You put it here, and then your phone number is here. And then these ones are very important. Don't ignore them. Make sure you set them up correctly, and then you add them to your resume, right? It is very, very important. All right, your LinkedIn profile, your GitHub, and then your cargo. If you don't have them now, it's okay, but make sure you set them up, right? But this LinkedIn profile, make sure it is up to date. Make sure you set it up right from today. That's one you cannot mess up with it. All right. And then the summary. From there, you go to the summary, right? And then you just write it. This is just uh, basically your designation here, right? You put the same thing here, right? And then your number of experience. If you don't have it, don't write it, right? Don't sound like you are a beginner, or you don't have any experience, you don't have anything to bring about. Don't write it at all, right? If you write it, it's a negative sign. Because as soon as they see that you're like just say I'm a fresher, blah blah blah. If you write that, as soon as the person sees it, the person just put it aside, right? Don't write it. All right. If you're a fresher, don't write it that you're a fresher there. Just make sure that your projects and your skills are there, right? To show that you can put something, you can bring something on the table. All right. So you just input over here, you just input it there, right? And then the skill set that you have, followed by the skill set. You put your skill sets over here. All right. Put your skill set over here. And then the experience that you have. This, I mean, for the industry people, you can write your experience and the kind of project that you've been going through, and the possibly the company name and how you helped them, right? You put everything there. All right. And then you can also put I mean, if it's from different company, you can put it there. But if you're a fresher, if no work in the companies like that, you can take this part off. All right. And then what you can add is your academic projects and any relevant project that you have, I mean, been through, right? So if we move from company to company with, I mean, people with 5, 6, 7 years experience, maybe you've moved from company to company, you've been doing a lot of projects, then you put them, I mean, you put different companies here, and then the kind of work that you've been going through. All right. And then any special projects that you've been involved in, if it's a fresher, any project that you've been doing, right? Like if you come to total data science, for instance, we have a lot of projects that those who are in program 2, for instance, after learning the concept, we take them through to do those kind of projects. So the list of those projects, you can put them here. All right, you can put them here to prove your skill that you're capable of actually doing something. All right, not that you learn the concept and then you just apply for the job. No one will mind you, because everyone can learn the concept even on the job, right? But you have to actually know something. All right, you have to know something. You have to prove that you are ready to do something. All right, that's when you need to actually do the projects. All right, so we basically focus on that part, just projects. The skills and the concept and everything is for free. We just give that one for you for free. And then if you've gone through, any certifications online or in classroom or whatever certification that you have, you can also add them. But you see where the certification and the education is coming. Don't come and put them here. All right. It doesn't actually, no one cares about your certifications and those stuff. We want to see that you have the skill to do the work. That's all, right? So bring these ones later. I just want to just approve, right? Because what happens is that the um, what do you call it? The recruiters and hiring managers, they have something called confirmation bias, right? They see your resume, they see that, okay, this person is having this skill, this skill, this skill. This person is good, right? Now they need something to confirm that their memory is right. I mean, is serving them right. Are they making the right decision? They want something to confirm. So they want, they've seen this skill, they know that you are the right candidate. You've already been shortlisted, right? Now, these certificates and the education is what is going to confirm that, okay, you've been through these certifications. But actually, it doesn't weigh much as compared to the skills and the projects. If you have all these degrees that you don't have any projects, trust me, it will not go through. All right. So make sure you do a lot of projects and then you put it there. And if you're into data science or data analysis and you want those kind of projects and others, I mean, you can join us. We can do those kind of things together, right? And instead of going through the recorded videos, we do it live online. All right. So that you can have the access to ask questions and everything. All right. And this part, education being the last part, I've also put the link for you here if you want to register and be part of it. It's just $10, right? Or 720 rupees if you're in India. I mean, it's not anything big that we charge over here. It's just $10 that's we actually charge, right? So if you get access to this, I mean, you can just register and then be part of it. All right. So this is the format that I will send it to you. I will actually give you a link to where you can get access to this, and then you can just use it as a template to apply for any kind of job, right? Because this is what has been working all over. I mean, for the years it has been working for us, and if you follow it, it's going to actually work for you. And you use the tools that I showed you also. All right. Okay, so if there's any question, let me see. Can you please share how a fresher resume look like? Okay, I think I showed you one, right? And then someone is saying, which one is better, postgraduate diploma or postgraduate program? Okay, um, if you are going for a degree, you go for a degree, right? If you're going for a skill, you go for a skill. All right. And if you see the resumes that I shared with you, right? They are going for senior data scientist role, and I mean those kind of big roles, right? But if you see the education they have, it's not, I mean, some master's degree or some PhD. If you have it, trust me, it's a plus, right? But if you don't have it, focus more on the skill, right? Because that's what actually is there. What the company is looking for is what you can bring on table, the skills that you have, not, I mean, the huge degrees. If you have the degree, it's fine, and you have the practical skills. Yeah, you can easily sail through, right? But if you don't have it, focus more on the skill, right? So talking of PGD and PGP, I mean, see the curriculum of whatever school you're applying to, right? If the curriculum is focusing more on the practical aspect, then apply for it. But if they are more into the theory parts, I mean, running you through and getting your money and giving you the certificates, it doesn't worth it. It's just waste of time. All right. So see their curriculum, and then you can share the curriculum if you feel like you can share the curriculum with me. I'll also go through it, right? See the curriculum. If the curriculum is actually geared towards giving you skills, fine. But if just giving you the theories with just some one project or something like that, just you're just wasting a lot of time. All right. So see the curriculum. That's what's the most important. See the curriculum, and then if possible, see just contact those who have been through the same program before and see the things they did throughout the curriculum. I mean, throughout their study, and then see. I mean, with that particular institute, right? And then see if it is going to be worth your time, or because this postgraduate degree and postgraduate program is going to actually take you for maybe 1 or 2 years, right? And 1.5, maybe 12 months or 14 or something like that. Some go to 18 months, right? And if you waste that kind of time without doing any project that you can actually put, as I show you the resume, right? If you cannot put any skill there, if you cannot put any projects there, then it's just waste of time. All right. Okay. So we'll end it here if there's no more questions. We'll end it here, and if you are interested in joining us in doing this kind of projects, I mean, you can just use the link and then you register. I can share with you in the chat box, and then you can register and then be part of it. All right. So we have it on Sunday and then on Saturdays. All right. So Sundays and Saturdays, and then you can join and then build a lot of projects. Right. You can build a lot of projects. Um, if I should show you this, let me go here and share with you. Okay. If I should show you this, if you go to our site, if you go to our site, I'll share the link on the chat box. Okay, so those who have paid for program two, you don't need to pay anything again. All right, those who have paid for program two, you don't need to pay again. You'll be part of it as soon as the tutorials for program one ends, because program one is only for the tutorials and in the lessons, right? So as soon as that one ends, what is left is doing projects over and over again, right? So if you've paid for program two, don't worry, you'll be part of it. All right, and what we going to study tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a statistics class. We are starting start tomorrow, right? So if you go to the site and you go to courses, tomorrow is going to be statistics class. Yeah. If you come here, you can see that whatever here is projects, right? Whatever we've listed here is projects. And then the courses will be listed over here, right? Whatever course concepts that you need to know will be listed over here. The rest will be just projects that you'll be doing, right? To get, I mean, to get practical experience, to get to know how the concept that you've learned is actually used. All right. So that's it, guys. If there's any question, you can still post it there. If you have any question, you can still put it in the chat box before we end the session. Okay. If yeah, most people actually face that situation, right? Like you are learning let's say machine learning, and then you are also working on something different, right? And then whatever you're learning is going to be very good if you can apply in the current work that you're working on, right? But the problem is maybe the company doesn't require that, or maybe the company doesn't give you the opportunity to actually express what you have, right? I mean, the skills that you're learning, they are not giving you that opportunity to actually um, implement that skill in what you're doing, and which is going to help the company somehow. But not every company is into AI or machine learning right now. Not every company into it, and even to get that proposal before them is going to be a complicated situation, right? Because we have a situation where we have to write a proposal for almost a month, going through from one stakeholder to other to for them to just approve it, to apply it is another thing, right? Not every company is comfortable using that. Sometimes they think they are going to be at a risk, or it's not going to work, or something like that, right? So you're going to face a lot of situation. But if you have the plan that maybe within a year or two, I'm going to move from the current work that I'm doing now to a different role which is related to ML or AI, right? Then what you can do is to start building side projects, right? From what you're doing on the job, start building side projects. Even if it's a cargo project that they pushed there, right? You can start building those kind of projects, right? You can go to cargo, start implementing those kind of projects that they put there. You can start to build a whole portfolio on that, all right? To implement your skill. Because if you're applying for such kind of, as I show you from Glassdoor, from UBS job description, right? They have their specific set of skills they are looking for. So you cannot actually um, put your skill now as a production engineer, right? The skill that you have right now. You cannot, if that's a domain, and if it's going to be good if you can actually apply that domain knowledge in and integrating it with ML. But if the company is not giving you that much flexibility to do that, you can go to say cargo, and then see the kind of projects that are there which are related to your domain, right? It's good if you can relate this to your domain knowledge, because if you are shifting to a different domain, it's not that difficult, but it's quite a lot of learning to do, right? But it's going to be good if now you have a knowledge as a production engineer, and if you can integrate that domain knowledge, because domain knowledge is also a big thing to actually have when it comes to data science. Data science itself is not a domain, right? It's just like you buy a phone, and then you need say a earphone, or you need say a charger. It's just an accessory that you add to a problem, right? So there's a problem in every domain. Let's say healthcare, then you go and apply your data science knowledge, your machine learning or AI knowledge in, say, healthcare, or let's say in banking, right? So data science itself is not a domain, but you have a domain knowledge like production engineer. So if you want to say integrate machine learning or AI into production engineer, right? Then you can integrate that domain knowledge with the concept, and then find a project that is related to that, and then pursue that project. All right. Then when you're writing your resume, you can put it there, right? That I did this kind of work, applying these kind of skills and achieving this kind of results, right? Then the company will get to know that, okay, you're competent enough to apply the skills that you have, and with your domain knowledge to achieve something. All right. So you can start to build side projects, because if the company is not giving you that kind of flexibility, and you want to move completely from production engineer to say machine learning or automation, right? Then you need to actually have relevant skills. And in order to get that, you need to do something that will give you that kind of um, skill. All right. So start to build projects that are related to that. All right. Is there any more questions you can put in the chat box?